Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
In today's halacha, we will discuss a continuation from yesterday's halacha regarding giving presents to a Gentile. So in yesterday's halacha, the halacha stated in Shulchan Aruch that it's forbidden to give a free present to a Gentile due to the isser of loisechani. Today we will discuss the giving of charity. Does this law include even the prohibition against giving charity to a Gentile pauper? Is it forbidden to give a few coins to some beggar that's standing on the street without first verifying his state of Jewishness? So we have a clear ruling in the Gemara in Maseches Gittin, and it's recorded in Shulchan Aruch, in Yeredeya, in the Mechaber, Reish Nun Aleph Sif Yud Beis, and in the Ramah, in Reish Nun Aleph Sif Aleph, in the Mechaber, it's Kuf Nun Aleph Sif Yud Beis, that it is mutter and one is encouraged to distribute tzedakah to goyim. And the reason for this is, as recorded in the above Paiskin, for purposes of Darkei Shalom, to keep the peace, the state of peace with our Gentile neighbors. If the goyim would see that the Jews are not distributing charity to their paupers, this would cause tremendous enmity and anti-Semitism. And therefore, despite the technical isser of leisechanim, of giving a free gift to a Gentile, giving charity to a Gentile pauper is permitted, and as we said before from the Paiskim, is encouraged. So therefore there's no reason to hesitate giving charity to a guy that is in need of money, and on the contrary, doing so is a Kiddush Hashem, and helps keep the peaceful state between the Jews and the Gentiles. This certainly doesn't transgress leisechanim, being that by giving in the charity, you're receiving something in return for the whole Jewish people, which is keeping the state of peace. An interesting discussion brought on the Paiskim is regarding when is it allowed to give this charity to a guy. Is it only in the case where there are also Jewish aniyim, Jewish paupers in the vicinity, and therefore if I give the Jews and don't give the guy, it's going to cause hatred and enmity? Or is it even in a case where there's only a guy there, or there's only goyim, and if you don't give him charity, no one will really notice that you're trying to select him out because he's a guy, because maybe you don't have to give, and therefore in that case you shouldn't give him the charity when there's no Jews there that are also receiving. So practically this matter is disputed in the Paiskim. The Prisha and the Gra and the Mordchi and Gittin hold that in such a case you may not distribute the charity to a guy, and that so is implied from the Ramah, that only when there's also Jewish paupers in the vicinity and you're giving them to exclude the guy will cause enmity. But in the case where there's no Jews that you're giving to, then there's no need to give because it won't cause enmity, and it returns to the isser of giving a free present towards a guy. Nonetheless, majority of Paiskim rule, and so is the practical halacha, that even when there is no Jew in the vicinity and there is only a Gentile pauper or a group of Gentile paupers that are asking for donations, it is permitted and, as we said, encouraged to give them a donation, give them charity. So rules the Shach, the Taz, the Darkei Moshe, the Bach, and other Paiskim, and so is the practical Minhag Yisrael. So in conclusion, we distribute tzedakah to Goyim that are in need, even if there is no Jew in the vicinity, and we're only giving just to a guy. It is permitted and a mitzvah to distribute to them for the sake of Darkei Shalom, of keeping the peace. There's a very famous story that's told over with the chassid of the Baal Shem Tov, who helped a certain Gentile landowner in time of need and gave him a large sum of money, and in the end this Gentile served vital in the efforts of refraining the Jews of Poland from being expelled from the entire Polish Empire in the 1700s, and in the merit that this Jew helped him out, this guy who was in the influential quarters in the Vatican helped eradicate this decree.